Greetings and welcome to another LGR weird mouse thing. Yeah, I keep digging mouse devices out of storage that I forgot I had, and some that I got more recently. And we have an 8D internet mouse here from Yahoo. I've covered a 4D one. What is this? I don't know, but it's got twice the Ds, I guess. We got this odd rubber baseball with a skin on it. It's really off-putting. And then we have this right here, which is a gun. It's not a light gun. It looks like one. It kind of, feels like one in the hands, but it's actually just a mouse. This is all just odd, weird mouse things. Let's take a look. Yahoo! Yeah, we got something from them here. The search company and email and whatever else. I don't know. Are they still around? I assume they are in some form. Anyway, they made a mouse, an 8D internet mouse. That is too many Ds. We've already covered a 4D internet mouse kind of thing before, and in this case it just meant 4 directions. So you have 2 scroll wheels, up, down, left, and right. And that eliminates your scroll bar problem, if there ever was one. But what the heck do we do with double the Ds? I guess we're about to find out. 8 directional scroll to eliminate use of scroll bars. Again, that's what this already did, so I don't know. 8 built-in zoom/application features, I can believe that. All of this, you get the techie talk and then the English. So yeah, I can't understand numbers and facts. You better translate it to real words. Check out this example of techie talk. The Yahoo 8D Internet Smart Button Mouse features 2 programmable zoom and application buttons, which are user-definable. That's just too techie. English, your maths teacher always said 3 could never go into 1. Wrong. With our clever 3-in-1 button, we've defied the laws of mathematics. Now you can switch between the scroll function to and I'm also noticing that this English is not necessarily US English. This is like maths. Got that going on, and programs with an E at the end. Is this made in the UK? Oh, well, that answers that. UK. Never mind. Anyway, year 2000 silliness right here. All right, 8D Internet Smart Button Mouse. Is this translated too into English and techie? No, this is all techie. I can't read it then. You must be connection to the internet online before using the CD. What the? All right. Personalize your web software. Cool. That's something. And then the mouse. Oh my word. Got a driver here. Year 2000 floppy disk. Serial and PS2. That's a thing. Honestly, it doesn't feel too bad. It is a ball mouse. Curious who made this, because, hardware wasn't exactly Yahoo's thing for the most part, but yeah, there is the 8D functionality, I suppose. It feels like it clicks in a bit, or thunks in, and then otherwise it's just like a hat. Like an 8-way hat that you'd find on a flight sim joystick. Honestly, the shape is not that bad. It's not ambi, it's very much made for righties here with that, thumb area. But you also have these. Don't know what those do. Mouse has 2 buttons and a center scroll button. Yeah, it also has those. What are the other ones? So that's what it was talking about. Those are programmable zoom and application buttons. All right, so they're just programmable buttons. All right, cool. Well, let us test this nonsense. All right, ready to do things in 8 directions here. Presumably, at the moment, it's just working like any normal PS2 mouse. And as for the CD it came with, as expected, doesn't do anything because it's just for setting up a Yahoo account and installing some browser plugins and Yahoo related and Internet Explorer related things for your year 2000 Yahoo focused internet experience. And of course, the driver, well, this was more interesting. Again, not really giving any clues as to who made it, initially anyway, but it did install some software and then had us restart the system. And then once it got started up, we have this 8D Scroll Mouse version 2.5 software. I have an archive of these things on archive.org, of course. But yeah, that gave us a clue here. The manufacturer is actually Ericsson Technology. It looks like a Taiwanese company. This one, driver date is 1999, but yeah, they just make all kinds of OEM designs for tons of different manufacturers, and whoever wants a mouse can have one, and apparently Yahoo wanted this one. So that answers who's responsible for this. So as for the software itself, really it's just an extension of the mouse properties in Windows, adding a couple of things in here. So apparently this thingy right there is known as the Air Scroller. So this is your 8D deal. So you have a test area here, you can scroll up and down, left and right, or, and here's where the 8 comes in, you can go diagonally. Ooh. So it's literally no different than the 4D one, except that I guess you can more easily go diagonally. If the 4D mouse with the 2 scroll wheels, you just do them both at the same time, you get the same result, whatever. And then you also have the MSN Telemouse compatible mode, and this basically just disables side by side and it goes up and down like a scroll wheel, except you can actually hold it down. So that's kind of cool. You don't have to like constantly do this, you can just hold it. And really the other thing is this smart button deal. So these left and right ones there, they are just programmable. So this by default has this Alt tabs is the left one, and then pressing right just brings up this right here, like pressing down the middle mouse button. Amusingly, pressing it down, it does click, but it doesn't seem to do anything. So, data zoom is kind of amusing. You can choose a zoom factor, and then when you press it, you get a on-the-fly little zoom window there. That's cool for accessibility and such. Pop-up menu just makes your cursor automatically move to whatever menu has popped up and needs an option pressed. Close app? Yeah, switch app and close app. It says AP, but that means application. So if you do this, then there you go. Now it's a close button. Amazing. And then finally you can do your standard page back and forward, which I quite like that. Yeah, instead of having your side buttons for your thumb, you can just do back and forth with this. Neat. And with that, you have seen everything. So let's play a game. So I want to try something where I can maybe get all of these buttons to work as different inputs in the game. So I know I always choose Unreal Tournament, but it's just a really good test for all kinds of input devices like this. Question here is, will we be able to use all of our buttons or just some of them? So we'll do... Oh, hey, okay. Yeah, so that's working as up and down, just pressing up and down on the 8D deal. Left and right don't seem to do anything though. That's unfortunate. What about... dang it, those don't either. Oh man, you just put it into IntelliMouse compatible, who knows? Nah, left and right don't work, up and down work. So effectively this is like a scroll wheel mouse, like a 3-button mouse, except for the 3rd button isn't there, which is just odd. I really thought that pressing it down would act as a 3rd mouse button, but it doesn't. Okay, got Heal Pod 2 with InstaJib. Always a good time. Yeah, it's a nice and accurate mouse. Not bad. Ooh, for a ball mouse, you know? Honestly, I kind of prefer a good ball mouse for this game. I always have. Grew up playing it that way. Yeah, this is a perfectly decent mouse. It actually feels good, got a good weight to it. I like the clicking. I do wish that you could use those other buttons in ways that are not suited to it. Like, I guess the fact that you can go diagonally and 8 directions, oh man, just such efficient scrolling. It's really not any more so than the 4D mouse already was. If anything, it's arguably less accurate. Who was asking for that? I don't know, but it's there and it's not a bad mouse. Balls. We've got a sports mouse from Champ. I don't want to do this one. I've already felt this thing when I first received it, and it wasn't good. This is also the one that I know the least about. Oh no. the mouse pad is actually of decent quality, and I appreciate that the graphics are printed vertically like this. I always have my mouse pads vertical anyway. It just makes more sense to me. So even if I have a horizontal, you know, it's just, I put it that way. I see why they did it for the baseball field, but that beside the point, the mouse, it's just, the fact that it's got a skin, it's just so weird. Just like a straight up rubber. It smells very rubbery. Yeah, I don't know. There's just something off-putting about a mouse with a skin. I'm assuming that they just, you know, have it this way so that you could get other balls and to put different ball skins on here. But you can see your ball here has, it's just a regular little puck mouse type thing. It is a PS2 mouse. Oh, we do have a model number, ADD38. We got a standard ball inside your ball there. That's kind of brownish. Don't see too many brown ones. Usually they're gray or black, white even. It's kind of a tan brown anyway. It's just the texture that's off-putting. And goodness, I cannot understate the smell of this thing. It just smells like grip tape almost. Like you'd wrap around a baseball bat, certain types of it anyway, or like, you know, around bicycle handlebars, that kind of thing. It's just very strong. It's chemically smell. Well, all right, let's plug in our baseball and play some sports. All right, we've got our skin ball plugged in, and yeah, it's a mouse. It moves. It just feels gross. I finally thought of what this reminds me of, both the sort of the look and the texture, and really even the smell. Remember these? These little freaky things? I have legit had nightmares about them, playing with them, seeing them as a kid. Yeah, those. It's not exactly the same, but that's just what, it's negative memories. Whatever. As a mouse, I mean, it seems okay. So it obviously is suffering from what every puck style mouse does, and that is, if it's off axis, then it doesn't, you have to, yeah, make sure it's right in the right spot. And this is even worse here because of like the foreskin is covering up where you could normally feel the buttons here, but you can't feel them. All you can feel is this weird rubbery skin. But anyway, it seems, wow, spoke too soon. Does not want to go left anymore. Okay. I'm gonna say, it seems pretty accurate. Ooh, yeah, it's not wanting to go left. Oh dear. Make sure that ball is good. I mean, this thing is effectively brand new. I don't think it's ever been used. I don't know. What? Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Well, anyway, it's a bit of a thing. But whatever, let's play a baseball game. All right, Microsoft Baseball, which controls with the keyboard. So, I don't know what I'm doing. There's got to be something mouse controlled in here, right? Yeah, we got pressing OK. Whatever. Ah, dang it, that's controlled.
Here's the pitch.
Yeah, that's right, with the keyboard. Ah.
But it's right.
I seem to remember being able to control the pitching and like the batting direction with the mouse. I guess not. Anyway, well, okay, this is a terrible test.
And the pitch.
So it's not balls of steel, it's balls of like rubbery silicone or something, but I don't care. Let's try this anyway. Oh, not being able to move left. It's so inconsistent is the weird thing. Like, feels like 9 times out of 10 it's okay. I'm turning left just fine. Oh, there it is. There it is. I can't turn left. Oh, wow. I've had that happen on a few different old mouse devices. I don't know if like the optical bit is malfunctioning, you know, the part that looks at the little wheel that spins, who knows. Either way, I do not like this mouse. Even if it worked perfectly, I would not be a fan, you know? It'd be one thing if it was covered in like a leather, real stitching kind of baseball feel. But this fake skin thing, it just It doesn't feel good to the touch, and my goodness, my hand stinks, this room stinks, everything about this experience is nasty. I would much rather use any other puck mouse, even, you know, your iMac classic puck. I'd much rather even use a cheeseburger. Again, nicely defined mouse buttons, they're not covered up by a weird skin. Oddly very similar in size. Oh my goodness, that might actually be the same thing. Really darn close. The screws aren't exactly the same spot, but like, the sizing is pretty similar. Maybe the cheeseburger ball will work better. I mean, I have my doubts there's any saving this thing, but it's worth the transplant real quick. Nope. It's still screwing up, going left there like that. Not all the time, but every so often. Yeah, because like, most of the time it's fine. Anyway, don't like this, with or without the original ball. Ugh, this room smells so bad now. Pew pew, we've got a pistol mouse here. This is the Pistol Mouse FPS by Monster Gecko. Yeah, that's a gun. Cartoon lady, she is holding the mouse right there, and yeah, this is just a mouse shaped like a pistol. Yeah, it's an optical mouse on the bottom, and you have an aluminum anodized trigger there. Gel grips, military grade high density ballistic plastics, okay, whatever. It's a 2004 thing, if you couldn't guess. Always been kind of curious to try this thing out ever since I got it, and years ago. Because to me, this just sounds like a bad idea. The main thing being that, you know, when you get a gun controller of any kind, I just have, that feels really cheap. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just want to, you know, point it at the screen and shoot. This is not a light gun. You use it like this, you know, like any other mouse. And yeah, there is your optical mouse sensor area right there. It's just an optical mouse with a plastic gun on top. And yeah, this doesn't feel like gel at all. This is just, well, it's kind of rubbery, I guess. Just cheap feeling plastic on the outside. The aluminum trigger, I guess, is kind of okay. Like double clicking. It's just semi-automatic double clicking. Got the orange plug there for legal reasons. We got these buttons. Got some instructions here, so. Oh my goodness. Instructions, plug it in, fight. Okay, so you do have some real instructions too. Yeah, those are totally not buttons. So you have, a secondary. Oh, there's a little baby trigger under there. I did not even notice that. So that's left and right mouse. This is your scroll wheel. I just think it's funny that they added like 2 fake slide locks on either side that don't do anything. Why are there 2? I don't know. I guess they didn't want it to be too realistic. I mean, like even the ejection port covers the entire top of the slide there. That's, the whole thing is silly. That's fine. Well, anyway, yeah, there's really nothing else to see in there. It's just a mouse in a silly shape. So let's fire this up. All right, the Gecko pistol mouse thing is already plugged in. I'm pressing right mouse button immediately due to that weird little secondary trigger under the trigger guard. And left clicking, there is a bit of a click there, but you have to press in further than I thought. Okay, so there is a little micro switch in there. I mean, that makes sense, but like that doesn't do anything. That does something though. So I just have to go down further and maybe not hold where I naturally would on the grip. Precision is a little iffy. It's just, you know, holding a mouse like this, like I'm handshaking. Not made for doing fine graphical work, that's for sure. But you know, it's just a little odd. Let's change the sensitivity just a tad. It's still weird though. This is a weird grip because I'm having to hold like this and my thumb, and these, you know, right and left mouse button fingers are like these 2 triggers. This is so strange. All right, let's try a game. Let's do some Far Cry. Haven't played that in a while. Ooh. Okay, this is immediately not as bad as I thought it would be. Still a little weird. But there is something about that visceral, like, one-to-one-ness of it. You know, just your hand being in the same-ish position as the weapon on screen. That right click is so odd. I really wish it was like the mag release or something on here. Have that as a right click instead. Of course, that wouldn't make sense for left-handed people. I don't know, you could put it on either side. Like the wheel is ambidextrous. It's hard to describe because I'm treating it as a mouse, obviously. I need to keep it flat over this way. And it makes sense that you'd naturally want to do this, but at the same time, this is kind of close enough that it's kind of working for me. Let us go and find some dudes.
There is. I'll take you down.
Ooh, yeah, this wheel is very sensitive. It does work though. Oh, who shoot me? Ah! Should not have reloaded. Adjust that sensitivity again. I'm just getting that, you know, like, jitteriness. Or maybe mouse smoothing too. I don't usually use that, but yeah, I think that's better. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Much better. Dude, it's kind of cool. Kind of hate to say it, I was hating on this thing. It seemed like really stupid. This isn't bad. I wouldn't play something like Unreal Tournament or Quake 3, I don't think. That would probably, you know, it's so much of a twitchy type of deal, you'd want a different mouse for that. But for something a little slower paced like this, I don't know, this is kind of neat. Definitely getting fatigue though on my thumb and like ring finger a bit, just because those are the main ones that are gripping due to how I'm having to avoid. It just takes some getting used to, for sure. It's using different hand wrist muscles than I normally would for a regular mouse, but again, this, I don't know, there's something about just the way, I don't know, that's neat. All right. Well, this is not bad. Initially weird, but you know what? Props to the Gecko Pistol people, whoever the heck, man. I don't hate this at all. It's actually kind of neat. Nice surprise to end things out. And hey, if you ever had or used any of these devices, let me know. I'm curious what your experiences were. And if you like this kind of thing, check out my other weird mouse videos or whatever else I cover from week to week here in LGR. And as always, thanks for watching.